See the situation, right? She's with 2 girls. Don't go in with a wingman. What happens if you go in with a wingman when there's 3 girls? One of them is left out. One of them has no one to talk to. Or you or your wing is stuck talking to 2. How can you isolate 2 at one time? You can't. The 5th wheel in this situation will cock block you every single time, unless she happens to be a woman with, she's really social and she doesn't mind being by herself. She'll just go meet some new people. Most women aren't like that. Most women came with their friends. They want to talk to their friends. So this woman who's left out will start competing with her friend's attention. Who's going to win? She'll win, right? They're loyal to her. She just met you. So if you're 2 guys, you approach groups of 2, 4, 6. If you're by yourself, you approach girls of 1, 3, 5. If you're with 3 guys, you approach of 3. Always make an even number on the end. Simple things like that can make a humongous difference. Think. That's I want you guys to think. Learning through failures. Every time you fail, you get information. That information, if you think about it and assess it, especially if you have a mentor or a coach, somebody who can show you how to analyze the information, you'll learn. Every night you go out, you'll improve. If you talk to one girl and you're direct and you're putting yourself out there in an authentic way, you will improve, 100% guaranteed. Her body never lies. Remember, you can't trust her words, but you can trust her body. If she's willing to interlace her fingers with you and she's calling you the biggest prick she's ever met, she'll still make out with you. She's playing with you. If she says, I have a boyfriend, when she's got one hand on your hip and she's looking up at you like that, it means let's be discreet and hook up. If she says in a sexy way, I have a boyfriend, but she's standing like this, she has a boyfriend and she's telling you to leave. What does no mean? No sometimes means now, or not now, or never. Depending on how she says no, it can mean not now. Like, no, that's not now. No is never. It's her body. You have to read her body, read her tonality. Nathan talked about tonality and body language, stuff like that. Don't just listen to her words. It's very important you read her body. If you can read her body, you can read her emotions. End of story. And it's good to get rejected. Every time you get rejected, you face embarrassment and shame. Embarrassment and shame is evidence that you are growing as a person. When I come up to speak, I love it because I'm putting myself in an embarrassing, potentially shameful situation. I could say something retarded, you guys could all hate me, and at least I'd walk out and I would say, you know what, I grew today. It was uncomfortable, but I grew. You will build confidence if you put yourself in an uncomfortable situation every single day. Just one. You will grow faster in that year or month than you would in 5 or 10 years by doing that. And you'll feel incredibly alive. And happy. It's just amazing. Let's talk about what confidence is very quickly. Who's confident that the sun will come out tomorrow? Why? Because it has every single day, right? That's confidence. Confidence is knowing. Knowing comes from repeated wins, stacking up wins, knowing that things are going to happen as you want them to happen. Whose confidence is going to rain tomorrow? The weatherman says 30% confident, which probably is nowhere even close. We're not confident because it doesn't happen all the time. So if I go out to meet women and I usually strike out, can I be confident? No. Doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter if I pump myself up and look in the mirror and say, you're confident, you're confident, you're confident. I'm going to know deep down, you're not confident. She's not going to like you. So do the things that you know you need to do to be confident. Lose that weight. Go to the gym. Approach women in a direct way. Put your balls on the line. You will grow as a guy. You will grow very quickly. Do the things you know you need to do. The confidence will come. The results will come. And when the results come, the confidence is insane. Eventually, you'll get to a point where you know you're going to go out and you're going to meet one amazing girl every time. And that feels really good. If you go out during the day, I know if I approach 10 women, I'm going to sleep with one. I know that because statistically, that's what happens. I'm always going to sleep with at least one. 5 are going to have boyfriends. 5 are going to be married. They're not going to be interested. That leaves 5 left out of 10. One of those girls is just not going to be open to a guy hitting on her on the street. Maybe she's antisocial. Maybe she's a little bit weird. So now I'm left with 4 out of 10. And I know if I come across in a direct and authentic way, there's a really good chance those 4 will like me. If I'm nervous, if I'm scared, if I'm just doing this stuff, if I'm new at this, it's not going to be 4 out of 10. It might be 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10. And that's getting a number. That's creating attraction. And then out of those 4, right, you're probably not going to hook up with all of them, but at least 1 usually. You know, it's a numbers game. Play the numbers. You're not going to pick up every girl. It's impossible. The biker chick does not like the investment banker, right? He can't pick her up unless she's secretly in love with investment bankers. There's no amazing pickup artist that can get every girl. It just doesn't happen. So be smart about it. Managing your haters, real quick on this. As you get better at this stuff, as you become more confident, people aren't going to like you. For the longest time in my life, it was not okay if someone didn't like me. I felt like I was a bad guy. And I would always be just, really docile, really passive. I wouldn't ask for what I wanted. I wouldn't, be honest with people. And I didn't have any haters. But I also didn't have any people that were really, really enthralled by me. So Judge Judy, great example. There's a lot of people that hate Judge Judy, but how successful is she? She used to battle Oprah for the top-rated, TV person year in and year out. And what's her thing? She's honest, she's direct, she's no bullshit. She tells it like it is. You may not like her, but you'll respect her. If you're honest, if you're authentic, some people won't like you. Too tough for them. They'll respect you. That's more important. Some of your friends won't like you if you get into this. I have a lot of friends that they're no longer friends because they were jealous. They didn't like the fact that I was growing. And these guys, it's okay. They didn't want to grow. I don't hold it against them, but we're just no longer friends anymore, and you have to be willing to face that. Your lifestyle. When I was working at the investment bank, I was working 80 hours a week. I couldn't go out every night. So I went out every day on my lunch, and I talked to 3 girls at the mall. You have to make time for this stuff. You have to do it consistently. It's just like working out. You can't go to the gym for 1 weekend and get in shape. You can't eat healthy for 2 weeks and get in shape. It takes 3 months minimum. You're changing your lifestyle. Last thing is failure. Why people fail? Fear. Not facing your fear, not having a plan. Have a plan. If the plan's wrong, who cares? You can change the plan later. At least have a plan. No follow-through. If you don't actually execute your plan or execute your plan in a consistent way, the plan won't do any good. And not making it a priority. If you want to succeed at something, you have to make it a priority in your life. If you want to get out of your 9-to-5 and start a new career, you have to set aside time to start a blog, build a business, build a list. If it's just some hobby that you work on 3 hours a week, it's never going to take off. If you want to get good with women, you got to do this stuff 5 times a week. If you want to get in shape, you have to eat healthy and go to the gym. You have to, put in the effort. So I want to offer you guys something. I do what's called a free strategy session. And just from talking to you guys, interacting with you guys, I know so much about where you are with women because it's really about social skills.